Note, over half of the sexual assault cases in the military are male-to-male, and it was reported over 2 weeks ago in the Washington Times. Considering the fact that there are a lot less gays than straights, the per capita assaults perpetrated by gays versus straights has to be in the stratosphere. Plus, I contend that those assaults are the reason for the record rate of suicides. Post-traumatic stress disorder, a major cause of suicide, is 3 times more common from male-to-male sexual assault than from combat. Allowing gays in the military, which forces straights to live and take showers with gays, can only increase male-to-male sexual assaults. Obama is a huge supporter of gays in the military and was the primary player in enacting that policy. He's probably the main reason for the increase in sexual assaults. Wake up. That board they showed in the video isn't even addressing the obvious.
Push to do something about what is described as an epidemic of sexual assaults in the military is morphing into something of a turf war tonight. Congress wants big changes in the way complaints are handled. The brass is resisting. National security correspondent Jennifer Griffin has the story from the Pentagon.
To address the problem.
Facing a nearly all-male panel of military service chiefs and lawyers, the Senate Armed Services Committee, including a record-high 7 women, went on the attack, chastising the military's handling of sexual assaults.
You have lost the trust of the men and women who rely on you, that you will actually bring justice in these cases. They're afraid to report. They think their careers will be over. They fear retaliation. They fear being blamed.
This isn't about sex. This is about assaultive domination and violence. And as long as those two get mushed together, you all are not going to be as successful as you need to be at getting after the most insidious part of this, which is the predators in your ranks.
This is a crisis that I believe the military needs to step up and confront.
Their frustration stemmed from a recent Pentagon report, which estimated 26,000 service members experienced unwanted sexual contact last year. Those affected weren't just women.
Just over half of victims of sexual assault in the military are male, so 14,000 of those 26,000 victims last year were male. It seems shocking, I think, for people to first hear that, but when we realize that rape and sexual assault aren't about gender, they're about power and control.
A bipartisan group of senators has proposed legislation to adjust the Uniform Code of Military Justice and remove cases of sexual assault from the defendant's chain of command.
If you have to go through a 9-month trial and then have your commanding officer overturn a jury's verdict and then have to salute the perpetrator, the predator who raped you, something's wrong with the system.
The president demanded answers from the Joint Chiefs last month. Today, those same chiefs pushed back on a proposal that would take away a commander's authority to decide which cases go to trial.
If I believe that removing commanders from their central role of responsibility in addressing sexual assault would solve these crimes within our ranks, I would be your strongest proponent. But removing commanders, making commanders less responsible and less accountable will not work.
That issue was the crux of today's debate. Both sides agree something has to change.
Just last night, a woman came to me and said her daughter wanted to join in the military, and could I give my unqualified support for her doing so? Thanks. I could not.
But it was another Republican senator, Saxby Chambliss of Georgia, whose remarks created controversy.
The young folks that are coming into each of your services are anywhere from 17 to 22 or 3. Gee whiz, that's the level, the hormone level created by nature sets in place the possibility for these types of things to occur.
Fellow Republican Congressman Mike Turner issued a press release rebutting Chambliss, saying, quote, "It's simple. Criminals are responsible for sexual assaults, not hormones. Perpetuating this line of thinking does nothing to help change the culture of our military," end quote. Brett.